Access your free language gifts of the month right now. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Writing a Journal cheat sheet. With this cheat sheet, you'll be able to keep a diary in your target language and talk about your day. Inside, you'll find phrases for common daily activities, from morning to night. Second, if you love travel, then you'll love our brand new Travel Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Learn all the must-know travel phrases with this ebook. Download it for free right now. Third, must-know words and phrases for your resume. If you want to write your resume in your target language, then this next 1-minute lesson is for you. Fourth, the top 12 April Fool's phrases. Want to prank others and speak more of your target language? Then you'll want this April Fool's phrase list. Fifth, the must-know vocab for doing laundry. If you need language for practical situations like doing laundry, then this 1-minute lesson is for you. You'll learn how to say washing machine, detergent, softener, and much more. Sixth, free audiobooks. Unlock our huge library of language learning audiobooks. Save them to your device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, get 31% off Premium or Premium Plus with the You Can Speak sale. So, to get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Welcome to Fun and Easy Chinese by ChineseClass101.com. Hi, 大家好，我是李英如。Hi everyone, Inru Li here. Can you tell time in Chinese? Telling time is part of everyday life. You use it to make plans and to coordinate with people. It is one of the most essential conversational skills you need to learn while studying a new language. In this lesson, you will learn all the ways to tell time in Chinese. Let's start with the hours. For example, 8 o'clock. Simply say number and plus the word 点. For example, 8 o'clock. The number is 8, 8, and then 点, 8点. And 4 o'clock is 4点. If it's 2 o'clock, it's 2点. Note that in Chinese, there are 2 ways to say the number 2. The first way is 二, and the second way is 两. When telling time, we use 两 to say 2. 2点. Amy and Xiaowu are talking about the time for their meeting tomorrow. 小吴，明天几点开会？2点。小吴，明天几点开会？2点。The concept of AM and PM is not used in China. Whether the time is in the AM or PM is understood through context. Well, if the context is not clear, you can use in the morning or in the afternoon or at night before the time. For example, if it's 9 in the morning, you can say 上午9点. 上午 means morning. 上午 and 9点 9 o'clock. 上午9点. If it's 9 p.m., you can say 晚上9点. 晚上9点. 晚上 means night, since 9 p.m. is already at night. 晚上9点. If the time is in the afternoon, such as 3 p.m., use the word 下午. 下午 meaning afternoon. 下午3点. 3 in the afternoon or 3 p.m. 下午3点. If you're talking about a time that's past midnight, such as 3 a.m., use this word 凌晨. 凌晨 refers to the time between midnight to sunrise. 凌晨3点, 3 a.m. or 3 in the midnight, 凌晨3点. In the last dialogue, 小吴 could have made herself more clear about the meeting time by adding 下午 afternoon before 2 o'clock. Let's watch it again. 小吴，明天几点开会？下午2点。小吴，明天几点开会？下午2点。If you ask someone for the time, chances are the exact time will be certain hour and certain minute. To say that in Chinese, use this pattern. Number plus 点 and number plus 分. 分 means minute. 分. Now let's practice. 5:05. 5点05分。5点05分。0 means 0. 0. And together, 5点05分 is 5 hour 05 minute. 12:20. 12点20分。12点20分。And how about this one? 7:46 a.m. 上午7点46分。上午7点46分。In casual situations, the word for minute, 分, could be omitted if the minute number is bigger than 10. So to say 4:15, we can say 4点15分, or more casually, omitting 分 4点15 4点15 To say 10:38, we can say 10点38分 or more casually 10点38 Now Amy and Xiaowu are on a lunch break. Xiaowu doesn't have her watch or phone with her, so she's asking Amy what time it is. 现在几点啦？12点28。现在几点啦？12点28。In English, there are special words for a half hour and a quarter hour. It is the same for Chinese. The Chinese word for half is 半 半 and the word for a quarter hour is 一刻 一刻 and the order is still certain hour plus 半 or 一刻 2:30 in Chinese is 2点半 2点半 12:30 in Chinese could be 12点30 12点30 or 12点半12点半 And a quarter after 3 is 3点一刻3点一刻Now it's time for you to try out your time telling skills. Tell me what the time is after the question. 现在几点了 Meaning, what time is it now? 现在几点了 Ready? 现在几点了9点25分 or 9点25 9点25分 or 9点25现在几点了下午4点50下午4点50 or 下午4点50分下午4点50分Let's try one more. See if you can tell this time in 3 different ways. 现在几点了？ We can say 现在2点30分 or the second way 现在2点30 The third way 现在2点半 Well done! Welcome to Fun and Easy Chinese by ChineseClass101.com. Hi, 大家好，我是李音如。Hi everybody, Inruli here. Can you say and sing happy birthday in Chinese? If you're a Chinese learner and if you enjoy celebrating birthdays, happy birthday is a must-know phrase for you to learn. In this lesson, you will learn how to say happy birthday in Chinese and how to sing the happy birthday song in Chinese in 2 ways, and some other phrases to wish someone a happy special day. Happy birthday in Chinese is 生日快乐生日快乐 The first phrase 生日 means birthday 生日 and the second one 快乐 means happy 快乐 So together 生日快乐 birthday happy or in the English order happy birthday 生日快乐 If you'd like to wish someone a happy certain year old birthday, you can add the year before 生日快乐 For example, happy 3-year-old birthday is 3岁生日快乐3 means 3 and 岁 means year or age 3岁 3-year-old and 3岁生日快乐 Happy 3-year-old birthday 3岁生日快乐 and 30岁生日快乐 is Happy 30-year-old birthday 30 means 30 30岁生日快乐 In China, like many other countries around the world, people like to gather around the birthday cake and sing the happy birthday song to the birthday boy or girl before blowing out the candles. The song is the same melody as everybody knows, and there are 2 versions of lyrics of this song. The more simple version, which is the most commonly used one, has only 1 phrase, and this phrase is repeated 4 times throughout the song. This phrase is 祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐 The second part of this expression, 生日快乐 we already know, meaning it means happy birthday. The first part, 祝你 means wish you. 祝 means to wish. 祝 and 你 is you. 你 together. 祝你生日快乐 To put 祝你生日快乐 to the melody, it goes like this. 祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐 There is another version of the Chinese happy birthday song with a few more phrases. Growing up in China, I did not know this version of happy birthday until I went to a karaoke place and saw the added phrases. This version or this set of lyrics are not used quite as often, but it's good for you to know and learn a couple more Chinese phrases. The lyrics go like this. 祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐祝你幸福祝你健康祝你前途光明祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐祝你幸福祝你健康拥有温暖家庭 The first new phrase in this set of lyrics is 祝你幸福祝你幸福 We know 祝你 is wish you and the second phrase 幸福 means happy or blessed 幸福 together 祝你幸福 wish you happy 祝你幸福 and the next 祝你 is 祝你健康祝你健康健康 means healthy 健康 so 祝你健康 is wish you good health 祝你健康 And the one after 祝你健康 is 祝你前途光明。祝你前途光明。前途literally means the road ahead, but it's often translated as future. 前途。The next one, 光明 means bright. 光明。前途光明 a bright future. 祝你前途光明 Wish you a bright future. 祝你前途光明。Well, the last phrase of this version of lyrics is 拥有温暖家庭。拥有温暖家庭。拥有 the first phrase means to have or to possess. 拥有温暖 means warm. 温暖。Last, 家庭 means family. 家庭。Altogether, 拥有温暖家庭 to have a warm family. 拥有温暖家庭。Now let's read the whole lyrics together. 祝你生日快乐。祝你生日快乐。祝你幸福。祝你健康。Wish you happy. Wish you health. Wish you good health. 祝你前途光明。Wish you a bright future. 祝你生日快乐。祝你生日快乐。祝你幸福。祝你健康。拥有温暖家庭。Have a warm family. Well, ready to sing it? Let's sing it together slow. 祝你生日快乐。祝你生日快乐。祝你幸福。祝你健康。祝你前途光明。祝你生日快乐。祝你生日快乐。Again, 祝你幸福。祝你健康。拥有温暖家庭。Not only on birthdays do we wish others happiness, there are many other special days we can say happy special day to each other. In Chinese, holiday greetings also use the phrase 快乐, and the pattern is holiday plus 快乐. For example, 新年 is New Year. 新年, 新 means new, and 年 means year. 新年快乐 is Happy New Year. 新年快乐. Well, even though celebrating Christmas is not a tradition in China, Chinese people still are familiar with Christmas and love the Christmas spirit. You can wish others a Merry Christmas by saying 圣诞快乐, meaning Merry Christmas. 圣诞 is Christmas. 圣诞快乐. Merry Christmas. You can use this special day plus 快乐 pattern on anniversaries as well. Happy anniversary in Chinese is 周年快乐. 周年快乐. 周 means a circle. 周 and 年 means year. 周年 a circle year or anniversary. 周年快乐. Happy anniversary. 周年快乐. We can add more information before 周年快乐 like we did with 生日快乐。结婚10周年快乐 is Happy 10th Wedding Anniversary. 结婚10周年快乐。结婚 means to get married or to be married. 结婚。And next, 10 is a number, meaning 10. 10. So 结婚10周年 means to be married for 10 years or the 10th anniversary, the 10th year of being married. 结婚10周年快乐. Now let's review the key phrases we learned in this lesson. The 4-character phrase for happy birthday is 生日快乐. 生日快乐. If the person you're saying 生日快乐 to is turning 3 years old, the more specific phrase you can use is 3岁生日快乐. 3岁生日快乐. And how about the phrase for wish you? 祝你祝你 And how do you say wish you a happy birthday, like in the happy birthday song? 祝你生日快乐祝你生日快乐 We can use this special day plus 快乐 pattern to say Happy New Year, which in Chinese is 新年快乐新年快乐 Great job! Welcome to Fun and Easy Chinese by ChineseClass101.com. Hi, 大家好，我是李音如。Hi everyone, 音如李 here. Have you ever been confused by words and expressions used on social media? In China, there are billions of active users on major social media sites such as WeChat, 微信, Weibo, and Douyin, TikTok. And every single day, there are words and expressions being created and caught on one of those platforms. However, just like fashion trends, internet slangs get outdated fast. But don't worry, in this lesson, you will be learning the most trendy internet slangs of 2019. Well, we'll start with this one. C Wei. C Wei. C stands for the English word center, and Wei means spot. So C Wei is center spot. C Wei. In China, people with the most importance are often invited to sit or stand in the center of a group. These VIPs include the teacher of a class, or the president of an organization, or the oldest member in a family. On the Chinese internet, this phrase "Si Hui" got popular as a video of female celebrities fighting for the center spot while taking a group photo, got posted and went viral on Weibo, which is the Chinese version of Twitter. And their action of fighting for the center spot is described as 抢 Si Wei. 抢 is a verb meaning to fight for. 抢 Si Wei. And another popular internet slang with Si Wei is 'Si Wei 出道 'Si Wei 出道 It means getting the center spot right from the beginning. 出道 is mostly used on entertainers when making their first public performance or when starting their career. So 'Si Wei 出道 means they get the center spot as soon as they start their career. But on the internet, 'Si Wei 出道 is often used as a comment to that people know that you notice that they got the center spot like they're a famous person. So next time when you see your friend posting a picture on WeChat, say WeChat, 微信, and you can type in a comment, 'Si Wei 出道 to let them know that you noticed they are standing in the center of a group. I'm sure they will love it. 'Si Wei 出道 Okay, next one. 锦鲤 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 is a kind of carp that is referred to as koi in English. It is the fish with oftentimes white, red, and gold colors that are kept in a pond for decorative purposes. 锦鲤 Well, on the Chinese internet, 锦鲤 has become a symbol for good luck. Things that have brought people good luck, or even public figures who got famous because of their good luck, are viewed as 锦鲤 Well, if you're an internet user, you may have seen a picture of 锦鲤 with this caption, 转发这条锦鲤求好运 That means 转发 repost 这条锦鲤 this koi and 求好运 for good luck. So repost this koi for good luck. 转发这条锦鲤求好运 Does it really work? Does it really bring you good luck after you repost a picture of 锦鲤? 我也不知道 I'm not so sure. I don't know either. On the internet and also in real life, there is a group of people who seem to enjoy arguing with people or picking on people's opinions. No matter what the opinion is, they simply like to argue for the sake of arguing, or probably because they want to feel like they outsmart everybody. These type of people in Chinese internet slang are called 杠精. 杠精. In English, there is actually a similar slang that is called internet troll. The word 杠 comes from 抬杠, which also means to argue with, to disagree with whatever is being said. And 精 is some sort of spirit or goblin that are often smart but evil, which is the equivalent of the troll in the English slang internet troll. So together, 杠精 internet troll. 杠精 You can say 他就是个杠精. He is literally an troll, an internet troll. 他就是个杠精. Or the less literal translation would be, he simply likes to argue. 他就是个杠精. 佛系 meaning Buddhist style. 佛系 It describes the personality or behavior of not caring about or worrying about anything, which is the opposite of being competitive, being intense and driven. 佛系青年 Buddhist style youth or Buddhist style young people respond to everything with 3 phrases. 都行,都可以,没关系. Which means it's all okay, it's all fine, it's all okay, it doesn't matter. Or in other words, just let it go, leave it be, whatever, it's fine with me. 都行,都可以,没关系. While the rise of phrases like 佛系 is considered the result of an extremely competitive and stressful environment that young people live in these days. Who doesn't want to just chill out and relax after a long day of work? 谁不想佛系一下? Who doesn't want to use the Buddhist style for a bit? 谁不想佛系一下? Okay, next one. 小姐姐. 小姐姐 is the title for cute and young ladies, and in most cases, the cute and young ladies whose names you don't know. 小姐姐 originally means little older sister. 小 means little, and 姐姐 is what you call a girl who is a little older than you, whether she is your own sister or any girl who appears to be older than you. 姐姐 together, 小姐姐. Suppose you see a picture of a cute young lady on your friend's WeChat post, and you want to comment on how pretty the girl is in a trendy way. You can type, 这个小姐姐好漂亮. This little young lady is so pretty. 这个小姐姐好漂亮. Throughout the years, a number of internet slangs have been integrated into the modern Chinese language. Some of them have even become entries in formal dictionaries. Well, here are some phrases that originated from the internet and are now used in daily language. 粉丝,粉丝. 粉丝 is originally a name for glass noodles. Nowadays, it's being used to mean fans, as in fans of Ariana Grande. Because the 粉丝, the pronunciation of fans in English is close to 粉丝 in Chinese. 粉丝, fans. 小三, which literally means little 3. 小三 is a nickname for mistress. Apparently, 小三 is the third person between a couple. Therefore, the name 小三. And 卖萌，卖萌, which literally means to sell one's cuteness. 萌 means cuteness, to sell one's cuteness. But actually it doesn't have anything to do with selling. It's more like to show off one's cuteness or to use one's cuteness. It is often used to describe kids, pets, and girls. 卖萌。闪婚，闪婚，闪 means flash, and 婚 means marriage or to get married. So 闪婚 is used to say to get married fast or a fast marriage. 闪婚。土豪，土豪 refers to people with lots of money. But in many cases, 土豪 are from rural areas and undereducated. So there's money, but there's no class. These people are called 土豪. And the last one, 学霸. 学霸 literally means academic bully. They bully their fellow students because they always get the best grades, giving no chances to other students. They are straight A students who focus on studying only, unlike the slang nerd in English, which is a person who is often made fun of. 学霸 has the connotation of being heroic, like a super student. 学霸. Now let's recap the internet slangs we learned in this lesson. Which slang is used to refer something that brings people good luck? Hint, it is a kind of fish. Here it is. 监理, 监理. Okay. And what about people who like to argue for the sake of arguing? We call them 杠精, 杠精. And the carefree, sitting back and relaxing lifestyle in Chinese internet slang is 佛系, 佛系. And what would you call your friend who's a straight A student? 学霸, 学霸.
You just bought a few items from a local shop online. What information does the website say about the delivery date? What information does the website say about the delivery date? The website says that delivery dates differ depending on the delivery method, but all dates should be calculated from the next working day.
不同送货方式，送货日期不同，但所有日期应从下一个工作日算起。
The day after ordering an item online, you receive an email notification. How can you track your package? how can you track your package? The email says that you can track your package on this website by logging into your account, and after logging in, click on your order history and enter the order number found in this email.
您可以在这个网站上登录您的账号跟踪包裹。登录后，点击您的订单历史，并输入邮件中提供的订单号。
You're reading the instructions of an electronic device you've just bought. What should you do in case of overheating? What should you do in case of overheating? The manual says that if you notice the surface overheating, unplug the device immediately and allow it to cool down before handling again.
若您发现表面过热，立即将设备从电源拔出，再次操作之前先让其冷却。
If you've studied your target language, but you can barely understand native speakers, you might be doing something wrong. You know the vocabulary and grammar they're using, but for some reason, when they speak at a faster speed, you can't keep track of what's going on. Why is this happening? Have you spent all this time learning in vain? This is a common issue that all language learners face at some point or another. The truth is, it's actually a good problem to have, because only students with a higher level of skill will experience it. When you know a lot of the language but have trouble understanding native speakers, the problem is almost always with your listening skills. Learning what words mean and practicing how to use them in a sentence are both invaluable skills to develop. But people often forget that in addition to speaking, writing, and reading, we have to develop our listening skills in a foreign language as well. In this video, we'll look at 3 practical ways to improve your listening skills. Number 1, practice active listening. One of the best ways to practice listening is to, well, listen to your target language. But this doesn't mean putting on some music and listening to it in the background as you do other things. You need to practice active listening. Get your hands on a recording of spoken language. You can use a movie, news broadcast, or a podcast. You can even try subscribing to a YouTube channel. Listen to a segment of the audio and do your best to write down what you hear. After a couple tries at this, go back and double-check what you wrote against the script of what was actually said. If you're watching a movie, you can double-check yourself by turning on the subtitles. Our language learning program is one of the best tools for developing your listening skills. You can listen to the conversation in a lesson and then check it back against the lesson transcripts. This is simple, easy, and you can be sure that the transcripts are correct. Number 2, practice pronunciation. Any problems you have pronouncing new words correctly will be reflected back in your listening skills. It's hard for your brain to decipher and remember a sound, be it a letter or a word, that you don't know how to make yourself. A good accent will give you the ability to hear and pick out the otherwise unnatural new sounds. To develop your accent, focus on any sounds or letters that feel difficult or unnatural for you. Once you get more comfortable with the basic sounds, start to combine them using words and whole sentences. Listen to native speakers as much as possible, and take note of how words and sounds can blend, morph, or get dropped in rapid speech. Do your best to listen to this phenomenon and imitate what you hear. Focus more on how the syllables are said together, rather than simply saying the words next to each other. There is often a significant difference between how words are said individually and how they are said when spoken together in a rapid-fire sentence. This is a big part of the reason language learners can know a lot of vocabulary and grammar but still not understand native speakers. Our playback feature is great for pronunciation practice. You can play back the podcast itself or listen to words individually. You can even listen back at a slower speed if you're having trouble catching the correct pronunciation at native speaker speed. Number 3, make listening part of your routine. Now that you've started practicing active listening and pronunciation, make it a part of your regular learning. Allot a specific amount of time for each of your listening activities. For example, you might practice 10 minutes of active listening, followed by 10 minutes of practicing vowels, and then 10 minutes of imitation practice with a podcast. Now, you don't have to use this schedule exactly. Tailor it to your own needs and availability. The point is that you should make a conscious and decisive effort to practice your listening skills on a regular basis. It could be 30 minutes a day, or it might be 10. What matters most is that you practice consistently. These 3 tips will help you close any gap that might exist between your knowledge of your target language and your listening abilities. Understanding native speakers may seem daunting at first, but with a little time and perseverance, you will see your skills improve. Few things are more discouraging than putting in the work and effort to learn a foreign language, only to not use it for a while and forget a large part of what you studied. Once you have a good handle on a language, it's not hard to practice it so that it stays in the forefront of your mind. In this video, we'll take a look at 5 practical ways you can make your target language a part of your daily life so that you don't forget it. Number 1, use language exchanges. The idea behind a language exchange is that you find someone who fluently speaks your target language and is also interested in learning your native language. During the exchange, you spend half the time speaking in the language you're learning, and the other half in the language they're learning. This kind of exchange is a great way to practice your speaking skills and cement the material you've learned into your brain. One great thing about practicing through a language exchange is that your language partner is a fellow language learner. They will be able to sympathize with your struggles and even give you some insightful tips from their own personal experience. Most major cities will have at least one meetup or language club where you can practice languages with people from around the world. But sometimes it can be hard to find people who speak the language you're learning. If you can't find a local exchange, or if there are no native speakers in your city, you can connect with native speakers through online language exchanges. There are numerous free sites that allow you to search for users based on country and language, and have a text, audio, or video practice session. Number 2, immerse yourself digitally. Most phones, laptops, and apps will allow you to change the language of their interface. Why not change it to your target language? This simple change may seem small, but it can actually be an effective way to reinforce your use of the language. Your language skills are like a muscle. If you use them on a regular basis, then your skill in the language will be in good shape. The more you use your language skills, the easier it will be to remember things. However, if you go for long stretches without using the language, then you might have a problem. Those linguistic muscles will start to get weak before too long, and you'll notice a drop in your language ability. Simply changing the language on your electronic devices won't equate to any heavy lifting in a foreign language, but it could be comparable to a warm-up or a quick workout. Remember that you probably use electronic devices every day. If you can use at least some of that time thinking in your target language while using them each week, that adds up to a huge amount of time and can keep your knowledge fresh. Number 3, teach others a language. You don't have to be an expert in a new language to lend a hand to another language learner. Helping a beginner through the language will not only make you feel good about helping someone out, it will also help you use the language and keep your skills sharp. Remember those language exchanges we talked about? Well, what if you looked for other learners so that you could help them in the language? Don't worry if you don't feel qualified to teach the language. They're not looking to get their PhD in linguistics. Most likely, a new learner would appreciate someone who's been down the road before, someone to show them some common pitfalls and shortcuts. Have you ever been a complete newbie in something and been graciously helped by someone with more experience? Pay it forward and be that expert to someone else. Your language muscles will thank you for it. Number 4, keep a journal or blog. Writing out your thoughts in a foreign language is one of the best ways to sharpen your skills. It forces you to take time to construct sentences, and it will reveal your weak points very quickly. Journaling is also one of the easiest and cheapest ways to practice. All you need is a pen and a notebook. If you're not the journaling type, don't worry. You don't have to write an autobiography. Simply recounting your day or describing an experience will be enough to get your language juices flowing. The entries can be long, but they don't have to be. This exercise is flexible and can take any shape you want. Try writing short daily entries. You can even post them online for native speakers to correct. This way, you can hold yourself accountable and write regularly. There are several free sites that allow you to post an entry and have it reviewed by native speakers. Number 5, entertain yourself in the language. Books, movies, YouTube videos, language learning websites, music, the list goes on. There's an endless supply of media out there, so you're likely to find something that interests you in your target language. Whether you love sports, rock music, or sewing, you're sure to find something to entertain you in your target language. Learning a language is hard, but remembering it doesn't have to be. These ideas are here to help jumpstart your brain. These aren't the only ways to practice your target language either. Do your best to use the language on a daily basis and make it a part of your everyday life. Remember, all languages aren't just spoken, they're lived. The fear of making mistakes is one of the biggest roadblocks to language learning. Out of all the discomforts that come with learning a foreign language, nothing looms quite as daunting in the mind of a beginner. It's almost as if we're hardwired to want perfection when we speak. However, the reality is that mistakes are unavoidable. In fact, mistakes are an integral part of the learning process. Think of small children who are just starting to learn language. They mispronounce words, they use words incorrectly, and their grammar isn't very good. Sometimes they even make up their own words. Research shows that this is all a natural part of the process. If making mistakes made up such a huge part of learning our native language, why do you expect it to be any different when learning a foreign one? In this video, we'll talk about 6 ways you can benefit from your mistakes while learning language. Number 1, be humble. There's no room for pride when you're learning a new language. If you're a beginner, native speakers will likely be very accommodating with your mistakes and slower reaction times during conversations. There's no reason to be embarrassed. Remember that it's a sign of respect to learn another person's language. No one expects you to speak flawlessly right from the start. No one's going to hold your mistakes against you, so make sure you don't either. Number 2, don't play the comparison game. Whether it's a native speaker or another person learning the language, don't make the mistake of comparing your progress to someone else's. No doubt, at the beginning, there will be times when it feels like everyone is speaking perfectly and you're left in the dust. But try not to get discouraged. It's your race to run, not theirs. Everyone has their own story, their own reason, and their own method for learning. Comparing your progress to someone else's progress is like comparing apples and oranges. It's easy to stress out when someone speaks perfectly while you're struggling to make the most basic sentences. But don't forget that while you can easily see someone else's success, you're much less likely to see the hard work that got them there. Every speaker you meet had to learn the language at some point. Whether it was as a child or as an adult, they too had to wade through their mistakes before they could speak fluently. Number 3, get feedback on your mistakes. Anytime you write or speak your target language, try to get feedback from someone who speaks that language. You can make mistakes day and night, but if they're never corrected, they do you no good. If you can't learn from a mistake, or if you don't know that it's a mistake, it won't help you. Many in the language learning community hold that feedback is an integral part of the language acquisition process. Encourage friends and language partners to correct your speaking anytime, all the time. Worst case scenario, you'll make a mistake 100 times and get corrected 100 times. It might seem frustrating, but it's all worth it on the 101st time when you finally remember your mistake and start speaking correctly. Some mistakes will be easy to fix, and you'll adjust your speaking right away. Others might take a while. Speaking a foreign language is a little bit like juggling. There are a lot of moving pieces you have to keep in place. Whether it's pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary, getting feedback on your effort will help refine your language skills until you feel comfortable in the language. Number 4, listen to your brain. After all the practice and feedback, eventually you'll start to notice that certain words come to mind without having to think about them. Instead of having to scan your brain for the latest new vocabulary word, you begin to instinctively come up with a word for a given sentence. Don't hesitate to blurt this word out. Sometimes it will be completely wrong. Other times it will be dead on. When words start coming to mind instinctively, that means your brain is starting to get more and more used to using a new language. The incorrect words are sort of like growing pains. You'll have them for a little while, but over time you'll encounter them less and less, until all of your instinctual words are correct. So don't let the fear of making a mistake short-circuit your brain's natural learning process. Go with whatever word your brain gives you. Number 5, never take the easy way out. If there are 2 ways to say what you want to say in your target language, one you know and are comfortable with, and the other you're not sure of, use the one you're least comfortable with. Purposely choose subjects and sentence constructions that are difficult for you. Don't get complacent and fall into the trap of using the same phrase over and over again, or having the same type of conversation with a language partner. You always want to push your language skill boundaries to stretch them even further. Number 6, enjoy the language for its own sake. Small children not only make a ton of mistakes when they learn to speak, they also have a ton of fun. To them, life and language are both giant, mysterious adventures. They aren't worried about making progress, impressing people, or speaking perfectly. Take a note from their playbook. Enjoy the language as you learn it. Let your focus be on the beauty and magic of the language. Savor the times you get to use it. If you loosen up and enjoy the ride, you'll learn much faster. Mistakes are a powerful and indispensable part of learning a language. We hope this video inspires you to stop being afraid of them and start embracing them. Are you improving? How to assess your language skills? Have you ever wondered, am I actually getting better with my target language? If you want to know how to check and see if you've improved or not, then keep watching. Today you'll learn why assessment can mean the difference between fluency and failure, how to assess your language skills even if you're learning on your own, and much more. But first, listen up. Here are this month's new lessons and resources. First, the Writing a Journal cheat sheet. With this cheat sheet, you'll be able to keep a diary in your target language and talk about your day. Inside, you'll find phrases for common daily activities, from morning to night. Second, if you love travel, then you'll love our brand new Travel Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Learn all the must-know travel phrases. Download it for free right now. Third, must-know words and phrases for your resume. If you want to write your resume in your target language, then this next 1-minute lesson is for you. Fourth, the top 12 April Fool's phrases. Want to prank others and speak more of your target language? Then you'll want this April Fool's phrase list. Fifth, must-know vocab for doing laundry. If you need language for practical situations like doing laundry, then this 1-minute lesson is for you. You'll learn how to say washing machine, detergent, softener, and much more. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. Are you improving? How to assess your language skills. So, have you ever wondered, am I actually improving with my target language? Feeling like you're not improving can hurt your motivation. On the flip side, if you notice yourself understanding more of the language than before, you can feel good, and that can fuel your motivation to keep going. But it's not easy to spot your improvement. It's tricky with language. It's not like going to the gym, where you can see your muscles in the mirror. This is where assessment comes in. What's assessment? The easiest example of assessment is a test. If you go to a language class, you'll get a test on the first day. The goal of the assessment test is to understand where your language level is, and any test after that is a way to see how much you've improved. This is ongoing assessment. So assessment is checking where you are now and how far you've come with your language learning. Assessment lets you see where you've improved and helps you find what you need to work on. If you're serious about learning a language, it's one of the best things you can do to stay on track, stay motivated, correct your mistakes, and reach fluency. But assessing yourself is also hard if you're learning on your own. So what can you do? Here's how you can assess your language skills, whether you're learning with our program or not. Number 1, if you're a Premium Plus user, retake the assessment test. Technically, you can only take this once, but if you get in touch with our support team, we'll give you the link. If you're using any other resource, find a way to test yourself. Look for practice tests, apply for a proficiency test, take online quizzes, anything that forces you to test your language skills. Number 2, revisit old lessons. An easier way to self-assess your language level is to revisit old lessons. You can do this with any program you're learning with. If you've truly made progress, then you should be able to understand the lesson dialogues with no problem. If not, then you know that you need to review them some more. Number 3, try harder lessons. Also something you can do with any language resource. If you're using our program, try lessons from a higher level. If you're a lower intermediate, try upper intermediate lessons. If you don't understand anything, that's fine. But if you do, then that's a good sign that you've improved and are ready for harder lessons. Number 4, for reading, check out our extensive reading books. These are available for all levels, from absolute beginner to advanced. You can reread old ones or try harder ones to see where your current level is. You'll find these books in our lesson library. This will help you assess your reading and comprehension skills. Number 5, for speaking, use our voice recording tool. If you can easily repeat the lines from the conversation, that's a good sign. Or, if you're using another program, try to shadow the provided conversations. If you can do it without a problem, then you've made progress and are ready to go to the next level. Number 6, for writing, try and copy out our lesson dialogue by hand. The point here is to see if you can write smoothly or not, as a way of assessing your writing. You can also do this with any textbook. You can also take a picture of your writing and send it to your Premium Plus teacher for feedback. Number 7, use our Premium Plus assignments. If you're a Premium Plus member, you can ask your teacher to send you weekly assignments based on your needs, whether for reading, writing, speaking, or listening. And they'll provide you feedback so you can see where you are with each skill. So to recap, 1, take our assessment test. 2, revisit old lessons. 3, try harder lessons. 4, use our extensive reading books for reading. 5, use our voice recording tool. 6, write out dialogues by hand. And 7, take advantage of our assignments. Remember, the point of assessment is not to pass or fail, but to see where you've improved and where you need to work. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.